So what happened is my clothing business was still there.
Okay.
And every bazaar that I did, I was also doing, holding up a stall for my clothing. I still went out to markets and I had
Okay.
that business going. Plus a lot of Mums at Play bazaars and meetups, all of that was happening till very organically in a flow till COVID happened. And when COVID happened, everything just came to a complete standstill. Of course, we were a very brick and mortar kind of in-person business, so you couldn't meet. And that's when I had to make some tough decisions. So the first thing I did was I wanted to just reinvent myself. I wanted to just stop and invest in myself and see what else I can do in this period when we all had to be at home, right? And that's when coaching came in.
But you didn't even consider going back to corporate?
No.
Okay, that was over.
That was over. But now that you tell me, you told me this, what came to me was somewhere in the middle between writing a blog and selling clothes and doing Mums at Play, I also did my TESOL training, which trains you to become a teacher. Again, something which I saw every single day as I was so hands-on with my kids. I used to volunteer in school, used to literally be at school like one of those moms who was always there, like anyone needs a mom volunteer, and I was always there for any school trips or anything. So as a natural progression, when I was still thinking about what do I do with my life, being a teacher was one of them, and I got certified in TESOL. I also took up a volunteer role when we were in the UK for some time. So for a year, I was volunteering in a state school there. Tried doing the same here. And in fact, I did do a part-time job as a teaching assistant for some time. So during COVID, in fact, I went back full-time as a teaching assistant in one of the international schools, along with getting certified as a coach. So there was a lot of reinvention, like I said, and I shut down my clothing business.
Okay.
Yeah. So from that point in time, when we came out of COVID, I knew that Mums at Play is where my heart lied. So I had to give up that job and started building my coaching practice.
So tell us more about that. So you had to get certified, right?
Yes. So there is something called
How long does that take?
ICF, International Coaching Federation. So I'm an ICF coach, and you have to do a certain number of hours, 60 to 120 coach training hours to get certified. And then after that, you have to get coaching hours. And depending on how many coaching hours you get, from 100 to 500 to even 2,500, you get different credentials from ICF.
So how did you start this? How was it to become a coach? And for example, your first coach, how do we call it? Student?
My first coachee. We call it a coachee. Call them a coachee. So let's go back to what we started with, transitioning.
Okay.
I think I was transitioning in a way, not just by doing different things, but also from within. I was transitioning. I was coming closer to the late 40s, and I felt like, doing markets, running around was maybe not as meaningful or didn't give me the kind of fulfillment that I was looking for. I was looking for definitely something where I could help other people, support other people, and feel more fulfilled. So I don't know if it's an age-related thing, but it just happened at that time when life told us to sit at home and do nothing else.
It was just, I would say, the continuation of everything you've been building up until then. I mean, the community, it's about supporting people.
Yes.
Then becoming a teacher.
Yes.
It's like all these were just steps towards becoming a coach.
Looks like that, right?
Yeah.
But not planned.
Yeah. Flow.
Yeah, it just came in the flow. Yes. And coaching, I remember whenever you coach, I mean, not just then, even today, when you coach someone and you help them explore their best potential, when they come up with their own solutions, their answers, and feel so good that they did, you feel so satisfied as a coach.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of drives me on, and I want to bring more coaching, not just to my community, to professionals who are going through a transition, who are just so unsure of themselves. Like, for example, me 20 years ago, or was it more, when I wasn't so sure, should I quit my job? Should I, continue working? And at that point in time, if you have a coach, life can get so much easier because you get the kind of clarity that you seek much faster.
Okay, so let's imagine a woman that comes to you. She wants to transition, not career, but make her way up to management, climb the corporate ladder. And she feels this imposter syndrome. I guess you're familiar with that. So how exactly would you guide her? Like, what do you do exactly? I know you coach her, but there are specific things I guess you do.
Yeah. So coaching, first of all, just to clarify, and this is something that I learned when I first started, is not about giving advice. It is not about telling her what to do or even guiding for that matter.
Okay.
Coaching believes that the answer lies in the person themselves. It's all about having a key to unlock that particular element in them that could give them the answer.
Okay.
So coaching is all about asking the right question and just guiding a conversation. What we do, there are lots of things that go into coaching, but the things that are really important at the start is first to build trust, because that person won't open up to you till you build that trust. And for that, you need to start off with that. That's like the foundation. Then active listening, without any judgments.
Yeah.
She could be a CEO of a top company, or she could be a housewife. For me, she is who she is, a coachee. And as long as you respect them and just meet them where they are, that kind of builds on to the next question and the next question. The important thing about coaching is that it's very forward driven and very goal based. So we start off the first conversation based on a goal, so that the person can then move forward and work towards achieving that goal.
So then in the example I gave, what would the goal be then?
So the beauty is, now this woman might come to me saying that, I'm facing this whole imposter syndrome and I don't know what to do. I think I need to quit this job and, get somewhere else. Can you just help me through this? The thing about coaching is, yes, we will start off with this goal, but in the process of asking her questions, she may actually realize that that's not the case. It's not like she really wants to leave that job. It's just something that she is unable to figure out, some strength or something from the past that keeps bothering her, that doesn't allow her to give her best, for example, to her job, that makes her feel like she's not good enough. So working upon that core element becomes really important before she can even come to the next step, and so on. And it's very common for the goal to change after the first session. It's really very common.
I'm not surprised. I was about to say, I'm sure that, people might come to you saying, I struggle with this. I would like to fix this, or my goal is this. And then after a few sessions, they're like, oh, actually, the real problem is
Exactly. And that happens. Like, people come to me for personal branding and they're like, I really want to market myself and, but I just can't. I'm too shy and I don't know how to put myself out there. And within the first conversation, within the first half an hour itself, we just figured out that this is not what she wants to do. And she's just doing it because selling the product because it's in demand, or because her friends have told her to do that, and so on. So doing what, especially as an entrepreneur, like doing what you really believe in, what you're passionate about, is so important for you. And then putting yourself out there becomes really easy because this is you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for solopreneurs.
Yeah. And throughout your experience, have you noticed patterns or, common struggles faced by women? Because your coachees are women, right?
Yeah, most of them are. I think the biggest one is